Y'all see it? Here, let me turn the lights on. Turn the lights down a little bit. Patrons, Cloud Village. This is it. It's not 100% finished. But yeah, they were able to finish up while I was out of town, and I think it looks phenomenal. So it's basically an ode to Pizza Planet, which is my favorite scene from Toy Story when they go to the arcade. And yeah, always wanted the arcade. Definitely wanted the arcade background. And I think it looks really, really cool. This is obviously how it looks in the daytime, which I will be streaming in the daytime on the new channel. But I'm gonna potentially stream tonight. I definitely wanted y'all to get the first look. But when you see it with the space lights on, ooh, it looks so good. It looks so fine. But yeah, it's definitely a big upgrade from the blank wall that was kind of just blown out. I don't think it really looks like anything with all of them on. As you can see, that is Street Fighter's kind of ruining uh the vibe, but there's no save button, and I'm on Vega. All I got to fight left is Bison and Sagat. Yeah, Sagat. I don't know how to say his name. So I'm not turning that off. But yeah, shout out to everybody who was a part of the St. Louis show and who pulled up. That was a lot of fun. We had our first Damn Internet You Scary podcast, which was Litty Titty. It's definitely something we could take on the road. I'm even thinking about the potential of Squadcast or Thick Threads going on the road. So definitely want to get a city together so we can let y'all know and y'all can pull up. But shout out to everybody who pulled up. Shout out to the Rewatch gang. I'm still trying to find a set time for you guys. I said I was gonna have a schedule this holiday, but I'm home. I'm home. That was hell week because it was a shoot week, my mom's birthday celebration, and St. Louis, all in one week, and we're still going back and forth with the Marines. We got the parkour thing coming out, which is really, really dope. So I'm trying, y'all. I'm wondering if I can keep Sundays got hectic quickly because I started going out of town again. We will figure it out. But until then, surprise podcasts. That's what we doing. One thing is, which was so crazy, we ended up vibing on stage so crazy that I didn't get through a lot of interesting stories. So aside from updates on the show, also this weekend I went to St. Louis for the first time. People were dope. The food was so good. I still think about the pizza. I had the thin crust, like Italian sausage and bacon pizza. That was good. That was very, very good. But other than that, I had the Rice House. St. Louis is a very interesting place. We had to maneuver in a very in a way, but we stayed safe. It was cold. St. Louis is cold, but luckily I had just gone to Idaho and got some warm clothes, and I was used to colder, but it was still pretty nippy, still pretty nipsy hustle. Damn, this is some interesting stuff going on. I think we got a cop that gave a homeless dude a boo-boo sandwich. It's a good one. We got swollen testicles with worms in them. We got a dog being delivered to the wrong place on a flight. Three things that would make me pretty upset. Three things that would make me pretty upset. Other than that, you know what? What I want to start with, because this is something I'm probably gonna have to read through. All right. So get this. Obviously, we're gonna be dead as hell, but this is still very interesting to me. In 10 million years, a new ocean will more than likely form in Africa. An ocean that will eventually split the African continent into two parts. The African continent is slowly separating and forming a new small tectonic plates in the region that extends through the East African Rift near Ethiopia and Somalia, all the way to Madagascar, which is an island located to the southeast that should also be divided into islets in the future. What is an islet? Or is that islet? Let's find out together. It's spelled like islet. Islet, ISLET, a small island. So an island. A small unnamed island, an islet. How do you say it? Islet? Sounds like islet. So, if you can see, it's kind of crazy to see Africa getting split up. But if God's doing it, then I don't know what that would mean, though. Would it still all be Africa? Or would Africa be the biggest piece and there'd be like Africa 2 and 3? Small Africa. Lil Africa. LIL. Lil Af. A new ocean. That is interesting as hell. Let's learn more. New ocean forming in Africa. About 5 to 10 million years. It is the only location on Earth where researchers are able to study the mechanism of how continental rift turns into an ocean rift. Okay, Africa out here really innovating. God's doing tests. New oceans about to drop in Africa. New data from a satellite offers valuable tools to study a tectonic rift in one of Africa's most geologically unique points on Earth. Along the stretch of East Africa's Afar region, scientists have found that the continent appears to be splitting apart. Experts believe that atop the juncture of three tectonic plates, the cleave would eventually create a new ocean millions of years from today. Right now, the most apparent evidence is a 35-mile-long split in the Ethiopian desert. New ocean dropping. And where's it dropping? Africa. Let's go. Black people out here innovating, even though we got nothing to do with this. There'd be white people and a bunch of people in Africa too, but So it's gonna be three-piece meal. Look at that. Africa about to be 3 pieces. I wonder. I mean, we're gonna be dead, of course, but like, if aliens or talking stuff is still here, what are they gonna call it? What's the new ocean gonna be called? I'm gonna give some submissions. Afrocean. The Black Ocean. Blackwater Sea. And I think I like Afrocean. Afrocean is actually kind of hard. That's my bet. Afrocean. Well, thank you, Science Times. Is that what this is called? Science Times. Science websites be having the worst names. They did not really get the creative side. Let's get into this boo-boo sandwich. So here's the headline. Cops out here wilding. Texas cop who gave a homeless man a feces sandwich fired again. Fired again. Former San Antonio police officer who was fired for giving a homeless man a feces sandwich was released from employment again, this time from the Floresville Police Department. A 2016 report stated Matthew Luckhurst, not a lot of luck, a San Antonio police officer at the time, was originally fired after placing feces between two pieces of bread and giving the sandwich to a homeless man. Okay, sometimes it's inappropriate to laugh, so you just got to let it pass. I don't think that's funny. I don't. I do not think. The only reason I think it's funny is I'm thinking of a bunch of stuff. Like, how did he prepare it? Did he poop on the piece of bread and then put the top bread on? Or did he scoop it up in the bread? Did he prepare it like a PB&J with the spread? How did the homeless guy find out? Did he bite into it? Or did he get handed it and said, this is a boo-boo sandwich? Are you crazy? You know? Did he save it for later? Did he just, in his busy schedule, wrapped it up and was like, I'll eat this later, took a nap or did whatever, and then wrapped it up, because that's disappointing when you're looking forward to some food and it's boo-boo. Safe to say this guy's going to get another job as a police officer, because it didn't say what he got fired for the second time. That was what he got fired for the first time, and he was hired again, just in a different place, Floresville. So, or was that Floresville? I don't know. But yeah, he's probably gonna get another job, be back on the streets, giving out boo-boo sandwiches, chunky or smooth. It's a comment that says chunky or smooth, Jeff. So he gave him a Subway sandwich, pretty much. Yes, he gave him a Subway sandwich. Subway sandwich used to be my spot, man. I used to get so many options from there. And then it just became white people's Waffle House. It's just like so much debauchery in Subway. It started with pedophilia and still went downhill from there. I thought the Jared story, does it have a doc? Does Jared have a documentary? Because that is one of the craziest things as he was the mascot. This wasn't the CEO of Subway or a Subway employee. This was the face of Subway. No, it is not vegan. That is not a vegan sandwich. That's for sure a meat sandwich. I'm sure it has some corn in it, though. Some veggies. Okay, so this story, someone would have to catch hands. A couple flies to Nashville with their dog, but the dog takes the wrong plane and lands in Saudi Arabia. A dog has been left traumatized and needing medication after she was accidentally flown to Saudi Arabia. Bluebell was taken 7,000 miles away from her intended destination by IAG Cargo on British Airways, who loaded her into the wrong plane. After hours of fearing she was lost for good or had been harmed in transit, Bluebell's owners finally tracked her. She was eventually flown back to London and then on to Nashville, USA, spending a total of 60 hours in cargo. I wish I can show a map to just accurately show how far away Nashville and Saudi Arabia are. You That is incredibly wrong. And also, dogs don't get good treatment on flights. They don't get no service. They don't get no free Wi-Fi. They don't get no lean back chair. They just in a cage. I don't like flying overseas with all that stuff. You put them in a cage and you got to do that back and forth unnecessarily. He didn't even get to enjoy Saudi Arabia. He didn't get to walk around with the white gowns and the wrap, the headdress. I don't know what to call it. I don't want to be offensive. Whatever it's called. He didn't get that. Poor dog. Somebody's got to get punched in the face. I don't really support violence, but you gotta go to the original airport and figure out the work schedules. Who was loading dogs in Saudi Arabian planes? How did that get mixed up with Southwest? I was out here flying Delta. You put him on Air Arabia? Look at this. Look at this cute little guy. 60 hours. Someone's getting punched in the face, physically and financially. I see the sue. Absolutely. Absolutely. See what I did there? I'd rather eat a boo-boo sandwich than let someone disrespect the puppy. Well, a boo-boo sandwich from a cop. You might have to take that 60 hours, bingo. You might have to take one for the team. A dog will eat a boo-boo sandwich. Easy. Let's talk about this man with swollen testicles. There's way more to it, but I just want to reveal. Okay. So, this happened in India. Man in India was found to have testicles full of, quote, dancing worms that have apparently been causing him discomfort for a month. 26-year-old visited a Mac super specialty hospital for a fever as well as pain and swelling in his genital area. Doctors immediately believed that he was suffering from some sort of parasitic infection and performed an ultrasound. They were in for a shock when multiple moving structures were seen in the ultrasound footage, appearing to be, quote, dancing inside his dilated lymphatic channel. The phenomenon the phenomenon is known as the filarial dance sign. That sounds like a move in Avatar. And this occurs when live worms have migrated into the lymphatic channels, causing dilation and dysfunction. Ultimately, he was diagnosed with lymphatic filariasis. Filariasis? He was diagnosed with some stuff, also known as elephantitis. This illness is caused by a mosquito bite that infects the impatient. That's me right now. This illness is caused by a mosquito bite that infects the patient's body with the microscopic roundworm. Once the worms were inside his private area, they caused fluid to build up, leading to the massive swelling that he experienced. Come on, bro. I feel like I would rather just not know that this kind of stuff exists, because I mean, it's very, very unlikely to happen. That's not happening to me. But the thought that it exists is very concerning. Somebody was walking around with dancing worms in their balls. The doctor was like, come take a look at this. There's worms out here. ah, there was worms around him, like, hey, 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 pumping his chest up. He was pretending to be dead like Duke Deuce. And he got to juking. I would be horrified. Cut them off. Cut the balls off. They're there. Let them club. Let them dance. Cut them off and put them in a disco ball at some 80s club or something. Cause I don't want them. I'll just have just my penis like a cannon with no wheels. And it might look a little bigger because it lost the neck weight. I guess that would be the balls, the little droopy neck. Now it's just all shaft. That's what my porn name would be, all shaft. And I dress like All Might from My Hero. That's what would happen if I was this guy in India. But that's equal parts horrifying and disgusting. I don't know what to. Now I'm scared of mosquito bites. Is that what we're gonna take away from this? I'm scared of mosquito bites and X-rays. That is for sure the takeaway from this. Oh, now that's scary internet. That was some stuff. I didn't like reading that. I'm uncomfortable. Oh, this story is fantastic. Yeah, because I gotta move on. The dancing ballsack worms is where I draw the line for today. That is where I draw the line for today. I couldn't imagine being in this next situation. This is pretty crazy. I can only imagine being 19 years old. You get a girlfriend, you feeling her, you're like, oh, she's dope. I'm gonna go over to her house for the first time. You go over her house, and she has a hoodie collection from not one other guy, not a couple of exes, but 50 men. She's a serial killer. This girl took pimping to another level. She can run an apparel shop called My Niggas. Come through and get boyfriend hoodies, literally, and they're all stolen. She's like Thanos. She's like, every dude's soul that I took is in these hoodies. Take a gander, and they're all for sale. You can and every color would be a dude's name. It'd be like, here's the brown Jamal, here's the gray Steve, here's the white Connor, here's the pink Patrick. Do I have any pink hoodies? I don't know. Just want to say pink Patrick. He says, we lived 5 hours apart, and I just moved to her city. This was my first time being at her house. This was on Reddit. This was in the dating advice community. And he added that his significant other is the most amazing, beautiful, and kindest girl he ever met, with great personality to tie it all together. But she has a hoodie collection from 50 other men. He says it makes him feel uncomfortable. But she is amazing, beautiful, and kind. Great personality. That means the WAP's on another level. 50? She's Dexter. These are trophies. That would be another good name for her shop, Trophy Husbands. Trophy Husbands would probably get the LLC before My Niggas. I don't know. I don't know why this isn't black woman vibes. I don't know. I'm getting something else. I feel like this is like a white girl. Um, but yeah, I don't. Uncomfortable isn't the word really. Um, Unnecessary maybe. What kind of closet does this girl have? 50? Are these in trash bags in the back? She breaks a wall with a sledgehammer to get it, like kilos of cocaine? That's very interesting. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I would say. Well, I don't know what I would do, but I don't know how I would react to that. That I would just I think once I fully like processed it, I would be like, okay, well, I'm definitely not dating her anymore. But this is hella interesting. So let's just move all that other stuff to the side. Just tell me about this. Like, did you like smash and then steal them? Did you have like a deal with them where you're just like, you know, you get that hoodie? I would just want to know the story. Then I'd probably block her on everything. That girl's a psychopath. Psycho. But it is kind of baller. It is kind of baller. But let's flip the genders. Let's gender swap and see if it's still okay. Y'all go over to a dude's house and he got 50 blouses. I couldn't say like underwear because that's not, it's not equivalent to the hoodie. 50 blouses, I don't know. 50 low cut jeans. Would you think like, I don't know, what would y'all think? What would y'all think if that happened? Because that's like, it could be like, oh, you trife. Or it could be like, are you wearing these? Are these yours? I don't know what I would do. Yep. You think he was wearing them? Yeah. It's got to be some specifics. Okay, fine. 50 panties. 50 pairs of panties. I'm that many. You might be wearing those too. It depends on how they're stored. If they're next to his socks, he'd be like, these are very accessible. If they're like, pinned up and they got names with them, then it's like, oh, okay, you're probably also a serial killer. Are these women alive? Are these that's concerning. This just a little, as he says, uncomfortable, 50 left socks. That's in the middle, that seems like, okay, are these women alive? Now that is what he's smelling them. You're definitely different in the worst way possible. Walmart is in some hot water. I'm sure it's used to it by now, but this is on another level. Aromatherapy spray that they sell has killed 2 people, including a 5-year-old boy. This is really concerning to me because I am very into smells now. I've always been into like candles and stuff like that, but this is I guess an aroma therapy spray. Not, I wouldn't necessarily get it from Walmart, but hey, it could have been just one of those things in the checkout line where you're like, ooh, lavender. Everything that smells like lavender is cool. But apparently the CDC revealed that in October of last year, an aromatherapy spray contaminated with deadly bacteria and sold at Walmart killed a 5-year-old boy in Georgia and a 53-year-old woman in Kansas. Lavender and chamomile scented aromatherapy spray contaminated with deadly bacteria. It also killed one of the victims' pet raccoon. Didn't know you can have that. You can have a pet raccoon? The bacteria is Burkholderia pseudomalae. This whole show is about me trying to pronounce stuff. In the lavender and chamomile scent of Better Homes and Gardens essential oil. I'm going to say that again because do not buy from them. Better Homes and Gardens essential oil infused aromatherapy room spray with gemstones. That might have been what did it, the gemstones. It was imported from India. India's not getting Good stories this episode. Sold at 55 Walmarts. The bacteria causes a rare illness called meliod melioidosis. Melioidosis, which causes symptoms that can be confused with the flu or a cold and is treatable with certain intravenous antibiotics. Between the scientific and the medical terms, I am fighting for my life with these words. Walmart voluntarily recalled about 3,900 bottles of the product from 55 stores in 18 states. According to the spokesperson, Randy Hargrove, that's when the company became aware of the concerns. The company also reached out to over 2,000 customers who had purchased the spray, alerting them of the recall and offering refunds. Can you imagine? That bottle that is more than likely empty at your house that you've been spraying around your kids. It just killed a pet raccoon and a couple people. Our sympathies go out to the 4 families that have been impacted by the situation, Walmart said. Oh, is that it? That's all they said? Oh, sorry. Customer safety is always a top priority. And as part of the recall, we proactively put plans in action to notify customers and prevent further product sales while federal agencies continue their investigation. The worst part is lavender and chamomile sounds fire. It sucks that the people died. The most obviously strange thing in this story is that somebody got their pet raccoon killed. Like having a pet raccoon and buying lavender and chamomile aromatherapy sprays don't seem like the same person does that. I could see maybe the spray being for the pet raccoon because of the smells, but I mean, that is a lot. That is a lot. A pet raccoon. Well, they were also getting the aromatherapy spray from Walmart. So I've seen those people at Walmart pages. Don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. This one is crazy. Woman kidnaps twin boys while stealing car, returns one baby. The other is still missing. If you're going to take... this podcast should be called Irritated. Y'all irritating because the internet is irritating me today. Frantic search for a 5-month-old is heating up following the abduction of him and his twin brother. While one baby has been safely located, the other one remains unaccounted for. The shocking abduction took place Monday night in Columbus, Ohio, shortly before 10 p.m. According to Columbus Division of Police, Chief Elaine Bryant, the unidentified mother of the twin boys, Kason and Kyer, walked into Donata's Pizza to retrieve a DoorDash order. Mere seconds after she was inside the restaurant, a woman, identified as Nala Jackson, was driving off with her twins. Authorities say Jackson was inside Donata's when the mother arrived and exited as soon as observing the woman left her vehicle unattended with babies in the back seat, strapped in their car seats. And the crazy thing is like, I know what people are going to say. They're quick to attack everybody. They're going to say you should never leave your kids in the car. That's very, very true. I agree. But it's like in her mind, she was going in to grab something and be out. You know, it wasn't like the usual situation where they leave the windows up or it's like a sweltering hot day. And there just really be some sick people. Somebody really peeped another woman. Was she a witch? She really saw like, oh snap, the babies are there. And maybe like if it doesn't matter how quick it is, never leave a running car with your baby in it. I'm assuming the keys were in there and she noticed that the ignition was still going or whatever. Maybe that was the mistake. But I mean, just the knowledge that a person would take that instant opportunity to steal some babies is enough for you to just make a blanket rule. Never, never do that. Should you be able to do that? Absolutely. It was just an in and out thing. But those people clearly exist. This is the wicked witch of the West at this point. Black woman did this. An Amber Alert was issued hours later at 1:37 a.m. Hours later. What time was this? 10 p.m. Oh, shit. This was at night. Damn. And the shitty part behind all of this is that this was just a single mother, I'm assuming, because just trying to work with her kids in the back seat, getting her money. And damn. Even with you when you with them at doing DoorDash orders, it's still not safe. That's crazy. That's crazy that she needed. That's crazy. Said that there was a mix-up with the vehicle's description, so I guess they had to issue the Amber Alert a little too late. Then on Tuesday morning, they did it again at 4 a.m. Khair was located at the Dayton International Airport, almost an hour and a half from where the twins were snatched. The baby was found in between cars at the airport's economy lot by travelers who took the baby inside as they waited for police. Sadly, Kaysen was not with his brother. The area nearby was canvassed, but there was no sign of him. This is an increasingly insane story. I don't know why I read it as okay, it says returns one baby. She did not return. She left him. I thought she brought him back to the mom when she really just hopped on a plane with a baby. See, this is going to make me uncomfortable in airports. You mean to tell me I could see somebody with a baby and walk by them and that baby was missing? On Monday night, Jackson was spotted at a gas station driving the stolen black Honda shortly after the kidnapping. Cashier Emily Ryan at the United Dairy Farmers says Jackson was acting strangely and asked her for $5 to get gas. Ryan gave her the money, and the irrational woman disappeared inside the store's bathroom before leaving out the emergency exit. At the time, the store's employee was unaware of the Amber Alert. She was black. They have the human trafficking phone number in women's bathrooms. Oh, wow. So is that for if you see it or if that's okay? That's good. I have seen a lot of wild signs in the airport that are around that. That's really scary. Stole a baby. The good thing is they know who she is. They got her photo and everything. I really hope they find this kid. That is crazy. I can only imagine how the mom feels. Because it's like, there's definitely a certain amount of guilt that comes out with that. But at the same time, it's like there are monsters out there. You shouldn't have to be afraid of your babies being just stolen like that randomly. And the strange thing is if this is a human trafficking type of situation, why did she leave one behind? All in all, I say that I definitely wanted to tell this story to say, don't ease up. If you over the last few years, thought that people are just everybody's a monster, and then that has ever dwindled down. No, there are still monsters out there. So take every precaution that you can, because that just shows me that it's like the excuse of like, oh, it'll just be real quick. It'll just be real quick. It'll be real fast. That's not you got to be 100 when it comes to stuff like that. You got to be 100% every single time, 100%, because that is an unfortunate story that I hope to God they find him And the only thing that we can do about it is, learn from that and try not to make the same mistakes, because she's going to regret that, even if they get the kid back, which I hope. She's going to regret that decision for the rest of her life. Very crazy. Very, very, very crazy. Let's do some good news. I don't know what this means, but there is a new vaccine that blocks fentanyl in the brains of rats. I don't really, they're always testing on rats. Seems like rats have just been. It's crazy. Like, everyone tests on rats, but the phrase that I was about to use is rats have been the guinea pigs, because we use the animal guinea pigs as like a tester, when it's usually actually rats, unless I'm ill informed, and they really do use guinea pigs and test on guinea pigs, but it seems like it should be tested like rats. But fentanyl is killing a lot of people. I've lost a couple people to fentanyl, so I am glad to see that they are working on it. And I don't know what this specifically means, though. Researchers have come up with a vaccine that appears to block the fentanyl from getting rats high. They're hailing the research as a breakthrough discovery, potentially paving the way for a new treatment for people to try to kick an opioid addiction. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. So this isn't necessarily for like the secret fentanyl that's getting into places, and getting into drugs. Um, but it is, I guess, a way to block fentanyl from getting the rats high. So it's like a fentanyl vaccine. Clearly, it's going to be used for addiction. But I guess this is the first breakthrough discovery. I like that term. Leading to, hopefully leading to putting some brakes on, if not a complete halt to all this crazy stuff happening with fentanyl. Researchers said their new vaccine contains ingredients derived from the intestinal bacteria E. coli, and has shown no adverse side effects in early testing. That's the thing about being the guinea pig. I feel like scientists do a test, it comes out a certain way, they publish it, and then 5 years later, that's when the real stuff happens. Should that be when the stuff was published? I don't know. But, if these rats grow a guinea pig on their forehead, then I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I can't even pronounce this shit. But experiments like that, I like when the medicine comes out. I like when the medicine comes out and gets the results, What else is now here's how to go off with a bang. And you'll see why. This is it's perfect timing. This is a great story to end with. So, a French hospital was actually just partially evacuated. The reason that this hospital was evacuated was because of a bomb threat, kinda. Usually, bomb threats are like Die Hard, you know what I mean? Narcos. You got somebody with some threats, some demands, and they hid some bombs. I got a bomb in every hospital room in the French, the hospitalia. I don't know what they call French hospitals. But nope, this is a little different. There was a bomb, though. Apparently, a senior citizen came into the hospital with an artillery shell lodged in his rectum. This was an old man who had a World War One artillery shell up his butt. "88-year-old patient came through to get the antique explosive removed, but instead ended up causing a bomb scare." People freaky as hell. You know, my favorite story about this is like, people just be out. I guess, people just be at home putting stuff up their butt. I'm not here to judge that part of it. You know, if you at home throwing some stuff up your butt, do your thing. My favorite part of this is that what he used matched the fact he was a senior citizen. He used the oldest thing possible, which was an old war relic. I wonder if I wonder if he served or if he was just, around at the time. It says this happened in France, so it's possible. Maybe he was reflecting. Maybe he was thinking of, I wouldn't say the good old times, but just reminiscing. And yet sometimes you put a bomb up your butt. I don't know if it was live. A World War One artillery explosive shell. Now I get it. Some people are freaky, you know. I feel like you could reminisce about the old times in a bunch of ways. You know, photos comes to mind. And if you want to throw some old, World War II propaganda or antiques up your butt, maybe not the ones that explode. You know, black hot booty bomb, back blown out. Y'all funny today. Immediately after doctors began removing the object, which measured about 8 inches long and more than 2 inches wide. This was a big bomb. I wonder if he was doing it. I wonder if he did it because of the phrase bomb. Like he was probably just like, it would feel bomb. Hey, it would feel so bomb. Go in my curio. Go in my the old chest in my attic. We about to have an explosive time. Give me that artillery. He said, give me the shells. He got nuked. He got that booty nuked. Oh man, what a fun day for the doctors. Them doctors had a shift. Boy, they had to meet the dude. Hey, what's going on? You're not feeling well? Oh man, what's going on? Some discomfort in the rectum? Oh, that happens. Oh, there's something in there. Okay, no problem. Processed. Okay. The most surprise is the age. 88 years old. Good for you. You know what I mean? Do what it do. Do what makes you happy. And then, you're probably in the back being like, hey, that 90-year-old dude, he got something up his butt. That's crazy. Doctor talk in the back. Everybody does it at work about the people outside. They in the I should ask my dad. What do doctors be? They just be like salads and weird frozen breakfast burritos in the lounge. Talking about the dude. All right, I'm about to go do these X-rays real quick. Starts looking around. Oh wow, that's pretty big. Was that a remote? It's a bomb. The dude was just sitting there with I don't know. I don't know how you X-ray for this. Was his legs up like that, like the gynecologist? I don't know. Let's just say he had his feet in the little duck thingies, right? And he was just like, "Yep, it's just right there. It's right there. Wait, hey, wait, why is everybody screaming? Bomb! Where's everybody going? Get this out. I'm getting uncomfortable." I wonder if he knew that it would cause a bomb scare. If he was just like, "No, it's fine. It's fine. It's old. It's a dud." Make myself laugh. Calm down. You guys are being extra. Everybody's running around. There's little siren, whatever the bomb threat is, the little circling lights. Calm down. You guys are being so crazy. It's a dud. Man, I wonder how he got it. And just pick it up like, Or was it like, this was the one that was meant for me? Maybe it, like in Tony Stark in Iron Man, when the shit landed next to him, maybe that was it, and it didn't explode, so he kept it, and then he put it up his butt. Maybe it's been up his butt since World War I, right? And now on his 88th birthday, it started causing discomfort, and he decided to phase out. Do you think they let him keep it? Do you think after the bomb squad, what if the bomb squad came to take it out and they were just sitting there sweating? All right, not the red wire. Oof, not the red wire. That is something else. And they got it out. What's this black wire? Oh my God. You need to drink more water. He slips it out. That was a better one. And he was just like, all right. Well, let me have it. They were putting it in the evidence bag. He was like, what are you doing? 8 inches. I mean, any bomb, really. Let's not focus on how big it was. A standard grenade is a lot. This is up a butt. This thing was big though. This thing was 8 by 2. He said, give me the old 8 by 2. That's the most aggressive sexual act I've ever heard of from a person, let alone an elderly person. Because like, if an 88-year-old man that same day had an artillery shell up his butt that was modern, like a 2021, 2022 artillery shell, that would be less crazy. Because it'd be like, man, you put a bomb up your butt, but it's new, Elon Musk or somebody made it. But a World War I relic is that's crazy. I wonder if it's worth something. Lost the value now. Definitely took a plunge in the resale value. Or it spiked. I don't know. It depends on who's buying it, I guess. But overall, that was one of the wildest things I've heard a person do, let alone an old man, 88 years old. And I hope he got it back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for pulling up. Shout out to the people who just be dropping shit and coming through, even though I give very little what is it? Notice. But shout out to the rewatch gang. Every now and then I go back and it seems like a lot of y'all are coming through and watching this like a podcast. So makes me feel good. But appreciate y'all. I did record some vlogs. Me and Persephone actually have a show coming out. It's a travel show, and we have some BTS of that that we just talked about today. We'll be dropping some on the Thick Threads podcast, but some on our individual, Patreon, the Thick Threads Patreon, and on our individual as well. As you guys have been seeing, I've been dropping some BTS on like Scouts, and then I'm also gonna probably be doing some. I'm in the edit room a lot. I am in edits a lot. Looking at stuff before it comes out. So obviously I don't want to give up too much, but if it's like a couple jokes, a couple funny scenes, especially the scenes that I'm not going to use, because obviously a lot of these shoots I can't use everything that's funny. So I thought like, all right, if we're gonna throw it away anyways, might as well throw the village some extra secret laughs. So appreciate y'all. Happy holidays. I'm hopefully gonna do another Patreon or another stream in the next few days. That'd be cool to have like a Christmas one. The arcade is almost done. I'm trying to figure out when I am going to Twitch stream. I really want to Twitch. I've been having a content day. After I get off of here, I'm going to upload my a couple more videos to the YouTube. Just because I was out of town, I haven't posted a lot, haven't talked to y'all in a minute. So I'm kind of just going crazy today. And I think I might even end the day with a Twitch stream. So appreciate y'all for pulling up. And I will talk to y'all later. I mess with y'all the long way also. Later, guys.